Hello everybody, and Just here, and welcome back to Shield Hero. This time, Season 3, Episode 1. I quite frankly don't know what to expect, really. Season 2 was a fairly mixed bag. The first arc was pretty much ultimately yes as well, but universally hated. People really didn't like the soul turtle tortoise, whatever was the name of it, arc, the one with the tortoise. But on the other hand, the second half of the second season, I personally quite enjoyed. I really like interdimensional shenanigans, so traveling between the worlds, it's always a treat. Raftalia becoming a katana hero, that was also great. Getting, new allies, new friends, and that feeling of something more going on in the background. That it's not just those two worlds fighting with each other, but there's something else, something more that perhaps we can combat and bring peace to both worlds. That there perhaps is a third way, and perhaps it even is without reach. Who knows? So I did enjoy the second half, 100%. Hard to tell how this season is going to be. I don't rightly remember how the previous season ended. How did it end? I don't recall, honestly. So it probably wasn't anything important, because I remember Raftalia getting her weapon, I remember the rescue, I remember our heroes being stranded in that other world. I remember all of those details, but I don't really recall. Oh, I remember how it ended. It was that extremely underwhelming fight, wasn't it? Yeah, I think that's how it ended. I think that was the climax of the story. Well, no wonder I had trouble recalling it. So, third season, hopefully better. I don't know though. I don't know what studio makes it. Is it still the same studio? Is it a different studio? I don't know what possible changes there were in the staff. Voice actors probably remain the same. Those very rarely change. So I guess we should just watch it and see for ourselves, right? Right. 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 Okay, so yeah, subs please version, so probably ripped from Crunchyroll or somewhere. If you're new to the channel and unfamiliar with the format, and then what are you doing here watching season 3 if my reaction to season 2 is up? But hey, if you just want season 3, that's also perfectly fine. But if you're new to the channel, right now we're gonna watch the show. Here be subs, here be timer, so you can sync up your own copy, because YouTube copyright, I can't just embed the whole episode. Then we're gonna go through the episode again in here, frame by frame through animation if need be, some longer thoughts from myself, treated as a podcast. If you want, just minimize the window and go do something else and pop in if I mention seeing something, so that you can also see it in the corner. Then we're gonna take a look at the staff, the voice actors, all that jazz, and lastly, closing thoughts and the outro, of course. And that's it. That's it. You can support me, Patreon, all that stuff. Classic. So, without further ado, episode 1 of Tate no Yuusha no Nariagari, season 3. To watch it, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on. Not my headphones. I usually wear headphones, but I had my ear re-pierced and I can't use headphones for a while. And oh boy, my voice sounds really weird when wearing earphones. Do I really sound like this? Do I really honestly sound like this? This is gonna be weird. This is gonna be one weird recording. Uh, yeah, sound to hear what's going on. Let's be a little more professional, I guess, maybe. I know if it's a mark of professionalism or not. Probably not, but sure. Uh, and it's tangled because of course. Because of course it's tangled and not the like Disney tangled, but like bad tangled. Okay. Uh, and I'm also gonna have to ask you guys for your support monetary on Patreon or YouTube itself, linked down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we can start watching episode 1 of season 3 of Tate no Yuusha no Nariagari in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, false start. False start. I did not connect my earphones. Oh, that's gonna be quite a recording, isn't it? There we go. That's gonna work much better now. So, again, subs, sound. I'm gonna have to ask you for your support on Patreon, YouTube, monetary, or not. Share my content, spread the word, because nothing helps a lot. And with all of that, Tate no Yuusha, season 3, episode 1 in 3, 2, 1, go. There we go, that's much better. And we are starting in medias res. What's going on? Did I not finish watching season 2 and that's why I'm confused? Because I have no fucking clue what's going on. Good animation though, hey. That's cool. Okay. I was afraid it's gonna be like a PV or something that I downloaded by mistake. Okay. That's a nice tune. That's a nice OP. We gonna see a little bit more of the real world? Or real, well, primary world, so to speak. Am I gonna have to, like... Oh? Another Kemonomimi girl? Yeah, it seems we're gonna get another Kemonomimi girl to our team. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make those earphones a little loose. Because when they are deep in my ears, my voice, I don't know how I sound. I can't figure out my voice, the tone, the levels, or anything. Oh well, that's no good. The tomato juice didn't taste good. Okay, I can already see this season having a little bit more care, a little bit more budget put into it. Okay, so that was a flash forward essentially, because the title of this episode is the Colosseum or whatever. Uh-huh. Okay. That's a fair bit of time. Sure. I don't remember it honestly, but hey, if you say it's the case, I'm gonna believe you. It's a recap after all, so. Right, Liberation Aura was a thing. Thank you for the reintroduction. Okay, we really are jumping all around the place. Right, yeah, we need all of them to beat the waves and spirit beasts, guardian beasts, sorry. Uh-huh. I mean, yeah, besides, it's the title of this show. So wherever there is action, there is Naofumi. Okay, so is this happening after them watching people from the hill? I guess it is. I know. When did we get back to Melromark? I mean, yeah, of course, there are bound to be some detractors. I mean, the fact that they were your father's trusted people is even more grounds for dismissal. Yep, 7-star heroes. Right, that's an issue. Okay, that's something. Perhaps 7 staff heroes have some way of locating each other or something. I guess we also get Claw Hero, Axe Hero, and couple other characters. Okay, who's the staff hero? Somebody we know? Perhaps? I guess that would explain why Mirelia is being so, you know, secretive about it. Degojaru. Of course. Of course it's her. Okay. Hey, cool. Some new evolutions for the shield. Oh, is that the body of the tortoise? Maltese the staff hero? Oh. I mean, good riddance. Unless she's gonna, yeah, conspire with some neighboring country or something. Execute this man. Oh, okay, sure, maybe not. Maybe don't execute him after all. Well, that's going to be problematic if the only one of the 7-star heroes that we have contact with hates the shield hero for whatever godforsaken reason. Couldn't this guy be like a hammer hero or something? That would make things so much easier. More gear? Oh, interesting. So, even gear and its effects only work in the world they were created with. Okay. Well, hopefully he actually can make it work in this world. uh, but nothing actually changed, yeah. You can change the religion as much as you want, but you can't really change people. Oh, we're getting another slave? That's who this black and white haired girl is? Okay, so some sort of a decree to that, made acquiring slaves harder. That's a lot. But I guess supply and demand. Yeah, I mean, supply and demand. Do you have enough gold, though? I guess he does. Otherwise, he wouldn't be making this deal. Okay, we have a goal. The village/city of Zeltobl. That probably has another branch of, or some other slave trader. Sure. Why do I feel like we just went through like a volume of the light novel in just half an episode? Why do I get this feeling? Game of Thrones? What? Okay, sure. It's a thing now, apparently. A CG map of the world. And that's probably another volume of the light novel that we're just skipping through. Yggdrasil potion, what does it do? Does it heal your curse, or... I guess we'll never know. Philo and the carriage are still CG from what I can see, but they actually look decent. So I don't mind. Oh, are we gonna have to fight in the arena to gather enough money to buy the slaves? Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, hello there. Are you the brother of our friendly... Oh, nephew. Okay, sure. It's Pokemon all over again. Pokemon had Nurse Joy. Shield Hero is this guy. To a slave trading place. Or is it the arena? An auction, okay. Well, that's a little bit different than Melromark. Oh, okay. I guess being from Shield Heroes village increases the price. Hence the lies. Okay. Yeah. So now slave trade of demi-humans increases because they can be from a significant village. Right. Unknowingly, he created a brand of demi-humans. Well, shit. Huh. Unforeseen consequences. You could have bought a slave that's actually from the Raftalia's village. Right, how can we possibly get some money quick? Yeah, everything's falling into place. How do you earn money at an arena? By making flower crowns, whoever makes the most pretty one gets the money? No. Yeah, more animalistic demi-humans. You're gonna be a recurring character, aren't you? That was quick. None. It's an underground arena. Did you really expect any rules? Oh, we have a villager. Probably. I mean, we've seen him in the opening. Probably. Yeah, actually. Yeah. There are no rules. While you were busy being an animal, I was studying the blade. Oh, it's a setup. Of course. Oh no, I have been defeated. True. Healing potion? No. Okay, a mani. Okay, I guess Superman rules apply. You wear a mask and you're immediately unrecognizable. And just like that, okay. Oh, I guess they do have caves as well. Right. Right. So that they don't bet in their favor. So that they bet in the favor of their opponents. Uh, is it something that I forgot from season 2? Since when can Naofumi use a sword? Am I gonna have to rewatch season 2 or something? Is this the. Oh, I thought it's the woman. Oh, here she is. Okay. Episode 2, Nadia. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really know what to say. uh, I'm I'm in stupor, honestly, especially with that first half of this episode. What the fuck was that? Okay, let's watch it again. Let's watch it again and maybe try to make heads and tails of it. They're fighting at the arena, sure, yada yada. It's flash forward. This is the team. But they didn't attack actually with fire. I really don't like flash forwards. I really fucking hate flash forwards. I had issue with that in Gate when what's his face? Yoji, sorry, smacked his head on a light pole or something and saw all of the waifus that he's gonna meet in his head. I fucking hated that moment. And I really don't like this flash forward here as well. You know, flash forward, or better yet, in medias res, followed by a flashback, preferably, works well for series that are not established. Right? You don't know what to expect from a given show because it's a brand new franchise on the market. So they show you a little bit of fighting, they show you a little bit of romance, they show you a little bit of traveling the world or some, pretty vistas and whatnot. Then you see the opening and then the actual show starts. Right? Because this show might have a little bit of a slow burn. Maybe there isn't any good fight until episode 3. Maybe we don't actually see any big pretty world until episode 4, right? So they want to show everything this show has to offer as early as possible to hook you into watching the show. Does it really make sense to do that for a season 3 of an established franchise? I'd argue it doesn't. Because there's nothing we have seen in this flash forward that we couldn't have seen during the fight itself. And if you're sitting here watching season 3 of Shield Hero, it stands to reason you've seen season 2 and you've seen season 1, so you are probably here because you enjoy the franchise as a whole. So it doesn't need that initial hook. The hook can be later in the episode. I don't know why they did that, but they did. Props for not making the crowd CG, though. Hey, it's it's the little things, I guess. Why this huge fucking Polish flag with Heroes Rise Again in season 3? I legit thought I downloaded some PV by mistake. That it showed us a little bit of fight and Heroes Rise Again in season 3 and then airing date. There are some really weird fucking choices being made in this season. Let me tell ya what. The music's nice though, so hey, that's something. I'm not a huge fan of the opening spoiling the fact that we're gonna get a couple more people on our team. Seemingly a blind raccoon girl, but not tanuki like Raftalia, but rather a raccoon proper, quote unquote, and her brother, question mark. And now we already know his fate on the arena. He's not gonna die on the arena. He's not gonna fight Naofumi, and Naofumi is not gonna be given a choice to kill him or win, and he's gonna decide to kill him. Right? It's like we know that those two will be fine, and they will be a part of, the show. Also, apparently, the bow hero is also gonna fight on the arena. And also, bitch is going to try to, I don't know, get into Bo's pants or something. It's a cool opening, it's a cool song, it's a cool animation compared to like season 2, for example. But I'm really not a fan of how much it's spoiling, you know? Yeah, we get a recap. Sure. Waves, Iwatani, Naofumi. Got a curse. There's beasts. Level 69, nice. Risha, that's her name. I almost forgot. Sacrifice aura put a curse on us. I'm really gonna have to watch like the final episode of season 2 to actually remember everything that happened apparently. Some armies have gathered, and it's like we don't really follow up with why they are gathered here. And the shield, Motoyasu the spear, and his sword, Itsuki the bow. Yeah, we get our introduction. Then we suddenly just teleport to Melromark. Couldn't there be at least a scene of packing up, going back to the carriage and moving out, and then a scene of arriving through Melormark's gate, or something to tie those two scenes with? Because at this point I really wasn't sure, is it a flashback, another one? Is it a flash forward? Is it something that actually happens after? What am I seeing here? The one that occurred alongside the one Q artificially created in the other world. Yeah. It's possible they felt responsible for what happened because now they are missing. Sure, right. Kyo used the powers of the other heroes to create an artificial wave. I remember that much. Right. Right. Waves of catastrophe, guardian beasts. Okay, I guess now we get an explanation of why are the armies there. Fobri stationed their soldiers nearby in what they're calling a relief effort. But in fact, they are probably trying to be imposing on an international arena. And yeah, it's essentially a dick measuring contest, right? One of the armies was placed there, so the other countries also placed their armies there to ensure a stalemate, that nobody actually tries to do anything. Melromark and that nation are allies, for the moment at least. Yeah, that can change at any moment. The situation in the world as a whole is very volatile right now, so we can legit see another war, or a civil war even, or wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if there was some sort of a civil war kind of a thread put into this show, because we have some detractors. We have some people who aren't happy about the Church of the Four Heroes, who might potentially be conspiring behind the scenes to have the three-hero church reinstated. Plausible. Yeah, there are still a lot of people who don't like Naofumi or demi-humans. Yep. You can change their religion, you cannot change the people. This is the 4 Cardinal Heroes, yeah. Spear, the shield, the sword, and the bow. And the 7-star heroes. We get a reminder. They should be somewhere, but we can't really find them. Why? We don't know. The world itself doesn't want them to be found, or probably something along those lines. Who do we have here? Hammer Hero. Wolverine Hero, Claw Hero, Boxing Gloves Hero, or Gauntlet Hero, or what have you. Axe Hero, and That doesn't look like a staff, that looks like a walking cane. But okay, go on. Walking cane hero. Oh, now it looks like a staff. So maybe it's a different hero. That was a walking cane hero, and this is staff hero. Yeah, Melty is gonna oversee Naofumi's lands, of course, under watchful eye of the Gozaru. What is this? We recovered the Spirit Tortoise's body. You didn't explain what it is, though. Is it parts of the Spirit Tortoise? Is it his heart? Is it his scales? What the fuck is it? Heart, I guess, because Spirit Tortoise's heart shield. A new shield was unlocked. Spirit Tortoise cell shield. Spirit Tortoise, the Fasi shield. Cardiac shield, okay. I guess it can help when someone has cardiac arrest, maybe. Spirit Tortoise body fluid shield. Tortoise sand shield? Tree shield. Spirit Tortoise myocardium shield. Well, that's a word. Spirit Tortoise pupil shield. Pupil as in eye. Dimensional dark oh, that's a dark condor. That's a separate shield that Naofumi apparently has. Spirit Tortoise skin shield. So it's a shield. Skill tree of, shielding abilities. Makes you stronger, makes you tougher. Miracle Pharmacology, Spirit Tortoise Divine Tree Shield. Well, Miracle Pharmacology is going to be useful. Maybe that's how Naofumi is going to be able to get rid of his, ailment. Potion. No new potions, a bunch of new cooking recipes, though. Final present from Ost, apparently. And here is the staff hero. No, wait, what is this? Is this the Spirit Tortoise's body that's been brought in somewhere underground? I think it is. And they are mining it for resources or something? I'm not sure. But Malti, yeah, she's also gone missing, and she's probably gonna raise a bunch of stink. And... wait, is this trash? Yeah, oh, I didn't recognize him. Yeah, it's trash. Okay, that's interesting. That's cool. That's cool that trash turns out to be one of the 7-star heroes. Because they will need to use him one way or another. Oh, fuck. Good thing it's not the ear that I had pierced. That's gonna be interesting, how they deal with the fact that Trash is one of the 7-star heroes. Okay, also explains why he's in Melromark and explains why Mirelia knows of his whereabouts, despite every other star hero disappearing. Okay, what was that flashback? Status effect has lowered your stats, yeah. And that was a moment when he's seen Ost last. Take the gear of the past, not past, of the other world and try to make it work in this one. Apparently it's a thing that you can do. Cool. And there's plenty of demi-humans in the slums. Seemingly even more than there used to be. This is something I don't exactly get. Have you forgotten that you're trying to bring back The scattered villagers of Lurolona village. Yeah. What's it have to do with the lack of slaves? Oh. Oh. And this must be the queen's doing. Is it the queen issued a decree that all of the slaves that used to be of Lurolona village are to be sent there and freed, or something along those lines? Or is she buying those slaves in Naofumi's name and sending them there? Or I don't know, man. I'm confused. Oh, right. The nobles and merchants heard that the message about this would be coming in advance and bought up all the slaves from the village and sell them outside the country. To drive the price, because the shield hero himself desires those slaves, and that would mean they are desirable in general, so that drives the price. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. I think. I'm not entirely sure though. And Zeltobel apparently has more of them. Apparently there are... Whoa, what the fuck is it? A mole? Mole people in this village as well? Okay. Sure, go off. Philo is CG. She's animated on 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, animated on 2, so that's good at least. And the CG model doesn't really stand out that much. I don't know what exactly they did, but they did something to the CG of Philo and the carriage that makes it not stand out that much. Now this, on the other hand, though, is a completely different style. This is a completely different art style. It's not even trying to be even remotely anime. It's trying to be like a physical diorama, like something from the opening of Game of Thrones. And sure, we are traveling and Yggdrasil potion. And we forget about the Yggdrasil potion. And we are at the city. I wonder, up until this point, someone who's familiar with the source material, please tell me how much they crammed into this first half of this episode. Is it even slightly further than half of the runtime? Just how much did they cram in? Because I have a sneaking suspicion they crammed in a lot. Just to get to the exciting part, the fighting in the arena and whatnot. That's the vibe I'm getting. That perhaps they noticed that for season 2, people didn't like the first arc that is generally disliked, even by the source material readers, from what I recall. And now they decided that if there is some part that people might dislike, they're gonna go through it even faster. They're gonna shorten it even more to get to the meat of the story. Question is it truly the meat of the story? And is it truly something, something worth skipping? I don't know. Again, tell me in the comments if you're familiar with the source material. Don't spoil the story to me, of course, but tell me how much they crammed into the first half of this episode. Yeah, we're getting a Nurse Joy situation. Underground slave auction. So, as opposed to Melromark, you can't just walk in and grab yourself a slave off the shelf. Now you have to auction for them. And yeah, she's not from Lurolona, but that doesn't matter. She's the Lurolona brand, right? Someone desired by the shield hero himself. Of course you would want to have something that Shield Hero himself desires, right? It's, a sign of prestige. And maybe in the future, when you get bored with that slave, you can sell it off to the Shield Hero and he's gonna buy it for double, triple, quadruple the price because he's gathering villagers from Lurulona village after all. Right? That's the plan. A symbol of status and an investment. Naofumi, through his actions, unknowingly gave an enormous boost to the slave trade of demi-humans. Yep. I have solid information that a Lurolona village demi-human is here in the city. Apparently it's not enough to buy an authentic Lurolona brand villager slave. So, of course, where can you earn a lot of money? In a shady underground arena. Where there are no rules and matches or fights are being set up on the daily. Now we have a mysterious woman who we will see multiple times. Wouldn't surprise me if she was a lesser hero or the one of actually I have a place where I can note down those theories of mine. Do I have any space under Shield Hero? I wonder where I could continue potentially. Where would it be? Symphogear, Oyukumi no Kaina, Symphogear, Saito-san, Gundam Witch from Mercury, Meduka Meguka, Movie of Kashino Uta, Disco Elysium, Hataraku Mao-sama, Overlord Ruby, Symphogear, Spy Family, Skelenite, Shield Hero, and there is no free space. So I'm gonna give it its own individual section. How much space would I need for Shy? A page and a half? I'm gonna give it a page and a half. Shield Hero Season 3. Woman from the bar is a 7-star hero or a hero from another world. Two possibilities. But in general, her design is way too interesting for her to just be a random villager. Basically, that's what I base my theory mostly on, but also on the fact that she is, she's hiding something. She's much more than meets the eye. I did see someone from Lurolona village. Who's saying that? Raftalia, okay. And who would it be? The blind girl, I would assume. And we just randomly get thrown into a battle. They are really skipping all around, aren't they? There's very little of that, travel, journey, opening doors, right? Nobody is opening doors at any point. Everybody just teleports from room to room. What's going on? What's going on? And of course, they want people to bet against them so that, the odds are not in their favor, so they get more money because they bet for themselves. Shigaraki. What the fuck is a Shigaraki? I forgot. If it even was... Actually, I'm gonna Google it, honestly. What the fuck is a Shigaraki? Tate no Yuusha Shigaraki. Yeah. Fucking hate fandom wikis. No results found! The wiki is as clueless as I am. Great. Amazing. Sure. Sure. Maybe Raftalia's page is gonna have something on the topic. Powers and abilities. Control F. Shigaraki, 0 results. What's going on here? It feels weird being called that. What feels weird being called that? What are you talking about? What is it doing? It makes everybody's eyes light up. Why does Naofumi have a sword now? Why does it look like a Kopesh? Why is it a Kopesh? If it's Raftalia's ability that Naofumi can use and get a spectral sword, why is it not a katana? Since Raftalia is a katana hero, why is it a Kopesh? Or a machete of some sort? Why is he leaving a trace behind? It's a nice punch. Alas, only punch. You know, Philo has those sharp things in this gauntlet, but apparently doesn't use them. I guess they don't want to kill those people, although this was a strike with a blade. She didn't turn the blade to slap them. She's using the blade. She's using the sharp side. Yeah. And yet the effect is that of a fucking baton. It's a cool fight. But why are they this tired after just punching a couple of goons in the face? That would be one question I have. Another question I have would be, what the fuck just happened? Sure. Rogue Valley, why couldn't you show us how they register? You know, to give us a little bit of continuity. They walk up to the register or to the ringleader or whatever, and they say, "Oh, we want to register as a team. What do you wanna be called? Oh, I am fucking Rogue Valley." You know, something. It really seems. It really seems like we are just jumping high point to the high point to the high point to the high point, and I fear that the pacing is going to be just fucking breakneck. If this episode is anything to go by, the pacing is gonna be breakneck. Absolutely mental. Okay, so with all of that said, there we go. There we go. And I guess I need to crank up the temperature of the camera because I have no ring light because it died and I can't control the warmth of the light without it. Okay, studio has changed 100%. It's not the same studio or not the same people because the art style is a little bit different. A little bit more simplistic, maybe. Kinema Citrus. Okay, the studio didn't change. All right. Kinema Citrus also made the Review Starlight movie and the Review Starlight itself as well, I believe. And okay, so the studio hasn't changed ever since the first season. Curious. Review Starlight, Made in Abyss, Gochi Usa, Dot Hack, and some other shows. But let me see season 2 and season 1. Were there any other studios involved? Yeah, season 2 also had the involvement of Dr. Movie, and season 1 was just Kinema Citrus. Okay. So that's the studio. 12 episodes times 24 minutes, single core. And let's check out the stuff. I wonder how many of the people working on season 3 worked on previous seasons. Let's start with, original story. Aneko Yosagi is gonna be the mangaka. Yeah, Shield Hero. And some spin-offs. It seems Isekai Quartet, of course, because Naofumi is, and Shield Hero cast is involved there. Director Hitoshi Haga. Hitoshi Haga, who also directed a couple of episodes of the first season, was not involved in the second season, which is curious. Also Star Wars Visions, Made in Abyss, Kiseiju Seinoku Kakuritsu, Parasite the Maxim, otherwise known as, Ode Monogatari, Gothic, Black Bullet, key animation on Full Metal Alchemist, yeah. And some other shows. Mostly started as a key animator, but his roles as a director, he directed some really cool things. So, and the direction in season 1 was really good, in my opinion. So perhaps he will bring good direction to season 3 as well. I guess we will see. Next we have series composition, Keigo Koyanagi. Series composition for season 2 and season 1 as well. Also Hisomaso script and military advisor. Curious. Sakura Sanopet Nakanojo script, Angel Beats design manager. Not all too many roles, but he's a person sticking around for the entirety of this series, it seems. Character designer. We have 3 character designers. Masahiro Suwa, also a character designer and director and illustrator and key animator for a few episodes of season 2, and also character designer, OPED and some episodes, animation director for season 1. Hasn't been brought back as a director for season 3, it seems, unless episodes that he directed haven't aired yet, which is possible. Made in Abyss, key animation, sub-character design, Noragami, a couple of episodes. The World God Only Knows, I need to watch this series again. It was great. Again, a couple of directing roles. To Love Room, Kanokon. Although here we are entering the age of key animation. And Franziska van Wulfen. That's a name. Probably an artistic pseudonym. Character design and key animation for the OP of season 3 and key animation on 1 episode of season 2. Uninvolved in season 1, seemingly, but involved in animating episode 8 of Bocchi the Rock, Decadence, episode 5 and 7 key animation, and key animation on episodes 10 and 11 of Review Starlight, and key animation of Review Starlight movie, and key animation on episode 11 of Magia Record. Right. And lastly but not leastly, Sana Komatsu, character design and key animation for the opening of season 3. Also involved in season 1, animation director, assistant animation director, and key animation. Not involved in season 2. Besides that, Likoreko, SAO, Shokugeki no Soma, Fate Grand Order, and Shakugan no Shana. Sakura Sono Pet Nakanojo as well, and Toaru Kagaku no Railgun. So, fairly prominent people. Next, let's say art director. The art style is a little bit different in this season. The lines are kind of a little bit more wobbly, and the designs seem a little bit more simplified. So I wonder... Yeah, art director has not been involved in any of the previous seasons. We get a brand new art director, that's why art is different. Besides being art director on Shield Hero Season 3, also background art on ED2 for Mushoku Tensei. Mostly background art. Although, yeah, also plenty of art director roles for shows that I'm entirely unfamiliar with. So, I don't want to say a newbie, but someone without a huge portfolio. CG director. CG is unobtrusive, so hey, props to the CG director, who's also been involved in season 2, oddly enough. But season 2 only CG layout for episode 13. And now he's a full-blown CG director. Also CG for Maiden Abyss, Can Call movie, season 1 CG director. Okay, so he's back as a CG director for season 3. And some Evangelion movies and Black Bullet. Music by Kevin Penkin, who also made and is going to make music for Holo, for the what was it? Apothecary Diaries, I think is the translation, that I'm also going to be watching this season, by the by. Star Wars Visions, Season 2 music, and Season 1 couple of pieces of music as well. Tower of God, Maiden Abyss. Next we have a script by Keigo Koyanagi. Also responsible for series composition. Okay. Season 2 script for episodes 1 to 13. Script for season 1 as well. So the script writer hasn't really changed. His role just got increased from just specific episodes to all of the episodes to the entirety of the show. And some other script writing roles, Sakura Sono Pet Nakanojo, Angel Beats even, although as a design manager we already went through it. Next we have opening. Doesn't really, interest me that much from the visual standpoint. Although, actually, opening director and storyboarder and editor and director of photography for the opening, Shingo Yamashita, also directed opening for Urusei Yatsura, Chainsaw Man, Hololive Alternative, director of photography, interesting, Mushoku Tensei, key animation. Besides that, mostly key animation and director otherwise, it would seem. I wanted to check if perhaps other shows that he directed openings for also have openings with so much spoiler material in them. But I don't think they do, so it's kind of odd. Although maybe they do. Again, I'm not familiar with all of those shows, so I can't know for sure. Next. To the art. Just to the art. Okay, height kick. To the art for all 3 seasons, sorry. Next we have, okay, opening doesn't really interest me all that much. Again, mostly the direction of it. Key animation is of less import, but who is performing it? Key animation, director. Oh, that's, yeah. Theme song performance for the opening, Mad Kid. Mad Kid also performed for Season 2 and Season 1, as well as Level 1 Naoto, One Room Yuusha, Junji Ito, and Yuusha Party wo Tsui Ho Sareta Beast Tamer opening. So he's returning again for Season 3. And the ending is performed by Chiai Fujikawa. Season 2 and Season 1, again, no changes here, it would seem. So this brought a couple of new people to the staff. I wonder if the changes in the long run will be for the better or for the worse. We'll see. It remains to be seen, of course. Now, characters. Voice actors, to be more precise. We'll see if anybody has changed, and we're gonna check out the new voice actors as well. Naofumi, Kaito Ishikawa. Naofumi in Season 3. Sakata in Seishin Butayaro. Who else do we have here? Tenya in Boku no Hero Academia, Naofumi in Isekai Quartet, Naofumi in Season 2, no changes here. Koki in Tokyo 24-ku. Thorns, apparently, from Arknights. Curious, interesting. And Isekai Quartet Season 2. Genos in One Punch Man. One Punch Man 2 OVA at least. And of course Season 1 as well. Also Genos in One Punch Man Season 2. And probably Genos in Season 1 as well. Although that's not a given. PP-me, of course, who hasn't voiced PP-me? Yeah, I think that'll do it. Yeah, Genos in One Punch Man Road to Hero, OVA, and of course the original, the first season. Also, Takeo Kurata from Gate, oddly enough. Logi from Escan Logi no Atelier. And that'll do it. Next we have Raftalia, voiced by Asami Seto. Asami Seto, who also voiced, or voices, Nobara in Jujutsu Kaisen, Sabina in Witch from Mercury, Hasumi from Blue Archive, okay, Delta from Overlord, plenty of prominent roles, Senpai-san from Ganbare Doki-chan. Who else do we have? Raftalia in Isekai Quartet 2, Aoi from Symphogia, and Raftalia, of course, ever since Season 1, nothing changed here. Mai from Seishin Butayaro. Not Nurse Joy. What's the policewoman named? Not Junsa, at least not in English. She's a Delta. And some other characters as well. Akira from Tokyo Ghoul. Let's go down to like 2010 and stop there, I guess. Okay, there's nothing in 2010. Nothing changed when it comes to Raftalia. I don't think Philo has changed either. Rina Hidaka, who also voiced... I don't recognize any of those characters, I'm afraid. Oh boy, Philo in season 2, essentially. Oh, Nagisa from Strike the Blood. That's finally a character I know. Who else is there? My Vlad Transylvania from Vlad Love. Last Order from Railgun. And Philo, of course, in the original first season. I have to stop saying original show. First season is what I mean. Prelati in Symphogear, another role I'm familiar with. Mutsuki and Kisaragi in Kankol. Sherry in Gate. And that's about it as far as my recognition goes, I believe. Yeah. And as far as the portfolio of her voices. Risha Ivy Red, voiced by Natsuka Hara. Also season 2, also season 1. Nothing changed in that regard. And besides that, not particularly many roles. And then we have Malti, Sarah Emmy Britcott. That's a British name if I've ever seen one. Someone in Revenger, Malti in season 2, Malti in season 1, Inuyashiki role, Kankol roles, Yuki in Charlotte, and I don't recognize anybody else. Motoyasu. Did you change? Makoto Takahashi. No, season 2, season 1 as well. No other particularly prominent roles. Kota in Majimoji Rurumo. Ren. Yoshitsugu Matsuoka, who also voices Yaritsukai in Goblin Slayer, someone in Kengan Ashura, Lars, some sort of a dragon creature, Asdra in Helk. Who else do we have here? Vash the Stampede in Trigun, Bel Cranel in Dungeon ni Denai. Plenty of prominent roles. Plenty of prominent roles. Let's see, season. Betelgeuse, or however you pronounce it. Yona in Enen no Shobutai. Where is the season 1 or season 2? There it is, season 1, yeah, Ren Amaki. Hasn't really changed. There we go. That'll do it. Next we have Mel TQ Melromark, voiced by Maya Uchida. That's a well-known name, I feel. The Guild Girl in Goblin Slayer, Katarina in Otome Game no Hametsu Flag. Melty, of course, we know that. Who else that I would recognize? I wonder. Someone in Chainsaw Man, someone in Bocchi the Rock. Someone in Komi-san. Multiple people in Komi-san, actually. Amane Tsukuyo in Magia Record. Magia Record? Yeah, Magia Record. Maho in Precon. Katarina again. Norman in Neverland. Sharo in Gochi Usa. And I don't think again. Yeah, season 1, same role she's reprising. Rika Takanashi from Chunibyo, Erza from Killing Bites. Yeah, plenty of roles that I recognize. Next we have Itsuki, Yoshitaka Yamaya, who also voices someone in Marishimashita Iruma-kun, and also in season 1 and in season 2. Yeah, checks out. They didn't change the voice actor here. There we go. Who's next? Trash. All to Cry. Voiced by Yutaka Nakano, who also voices someone in Mashal, some skeleton dude. Other old people, Morgan from Princess Principal. Someone in Tokyo Ghoul. Some king in Hataraku Mao-sama. Not Hataraku Mao-sama. Yeah, Hataraku Mao-sama. Yeah. Yep. Domingo Garcia. And that's 2005. But what I want to see is season 1. If I may, yeah, season 1, nothing has changed. Mirelia Kikuko Inoue. Kikuko Inoue, who also voices Kasuga. No, oh, I thought it's a different character, but no, I haven't seen this show. But yeah, that's her voice. Lyra in Hataraku Mao-sama. Oni Lord from Shy. Yeah, we have checked out this page when watching Shy, after watching Shy rather. Nigredo from Overlord, narrator from Ruby, Komi Shuko from Komi-san. Oh, I thought it's Chobits for a moment, but no, it simply has a similar art style. Natalia from Tsukito Laikato no Sferratu. Who else do we have here? Lady Dimitrescu, sorry. The U isn't silent there because it's Romanian or something. Popcorn, and plenty of other mature ladies, so to speak. Hataraku Saibo, Furikuri Progressive. Yeah, Shomatsu no Izetta role. Anastasia from Symphogear. And that'll do it. Claire Sieto. That's a brand new character we haven't seen, but let's check out in advance who's voicing her. And that someone is Ruriko Aoki, who also voices Flannery in Benria Saito-san, who also voices Nene in Komi-san, Air Groove in Umamusu, someone in Nekopara apparently as well. And those are characters completely unknown to me. Then we have Atla, the blind question mark girl, Konomi Kohara, Arona. There we go. She's voicing Arona. That's gonna be interesting hearing her. Sheffield as well. Chika. Who else? Who else? I thought for a moment it's Sakura from Naruto, but no. Seito from Bocchi the Rock. Yuko Yoshida from Machika Damazaku. More Chika. Karibu Tenin Ibigawa from Yurukam Season 2. Haven't seen Season 2 quite yet. Shoujo from Holy Night Light, from Arknights PV. The little homeless orphan girl. Again, Sheffield. Chika. Someone from the Babysitters anime apparently as well. Okay, I know more or less what to expect now. Fochl voiced by Kohei Amasaki, who also voices Mephisto. Okay, Arcanite's Mephisto. Teal in Witch from Mercury as well. Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing Mephisto in this show. And some other characters I don't really recognize, I'm afraid. Isekai Cheat Magician, some seasonal Isekai trash, I'm afraid. Black Clover, Boku no Hero Academia role. Again, haven't seen Boku no Hero Academia, but it's prominent series enough that it bears mention, I guess. Next we have Sin Locke, voiced by Maria Naganawa. Maria Naganawa, who also voiced who do we have here? Someone from Kono Healer Mendokusai. Kanakamui. Oh, it's gonna be interesting hearing. Where is she? Yeah, okay. I guess I can see this voice matching this character. Kana, Laffy, very recognizable voice, let's just say. So it has to fit. It really has to fit the character, and it will fit, from what I can see from the design. All right. And lastly, Nadia, who doesn't have a profile picture. Ami Koshimizu, who also voices Project Red in Arknights, as well as Amanda from Tensi Starken Deshta, Yang Xiaolong from Ruby, G36 from Girls Frontline, aka Dolls Frontline. Who else? Shiori from Precon. Someone in Promare. Charlotte in Strike Witches. Lacus in Overlord. Karen in Code Geass. Hero in Darling in the Franxx. Holo in Manga Sensei of all places. Someone in Danganronpa. Kate from Prison School. Tule in Gate. It's gonna be interesting hearing her. Ryuko as well. 10-year anniversary of Kill la Kill has been not long ago, so hey, my best wishes to Kill la Kill and Studio Trigger, and I can't wait for Dungeon Meshi. Yeah, Dungeon Meshi is their next big project. Someone in Korwa Zombie Deska, Persona. That's a lot of roles. A lot of prominent roles, and it's just a supporting character. Interesting how that works, huh? Now I wanna, out of curiosity, episode 1 discussion. Is there anything here interesting? No, at least not on AniList. Nobody's really saying anything interesting about this episode. It was the episode. Yeah, that was the episode 1. I'm still unsure what to think of it. The first half was a little bit of a fever dream. The latter half got a little bit better, but it still feels like we are rushing at a breakneck pace, where the creators of this show cannot allow themselves to even show us a scene of opening doors because it's wasted time. where we can't even, travel. We just teleport place to place because it's wasted time. I hope it's just because episode 1. Because they wanted to cram so much stuff into this episode to hook people. Because if they didn't, then this episode would be just talking with Mirelia and traveling, and it perhaps wouldn't be engaging to high enough degree, and only episode 2 would have some action in the arena, and some people would not give the 3 episode rule, and they would just discard. I'm all, I don't know, sweaty or something. No, I'm just greasy. I'm just greasy. Probably they were afraid that if people would have to wait until episode 2 for some action, then people would just discard the show after episode 1. So they compressed everything into just one single episode to have that little bit of action, to have at least a little bit of that arena fight, to show us at least a little bit of that main plot for at least some time, to show us the arc that we are entering. And perhaps future episodes will be better paced. That's why shows, in my opinion, really benefit from shows like this, at least. Really benefit from a double-length first episode. Season 1, the best choice they could have possibly made for season 1 was that double-length first episode. Because it had little moments of slow burn, but it was still engaging enough to keep you engaged until we go through the first steps and enter the actual proper premise. Right? So nobody would discard it after episode 1, because it was one whole episode, and even if the premise started only near the end, it's one coherent episode, so you're gonna finish watching it. I think this season would also have benefited from a double-length first episode, because they could have had that slow burn beginning, talking with Mirelia and whatnot, and then they could have that fight in the arena, and they could pace it a little bit better, a little bit slower, give us those transitions so that people aren't just teleporting all the time, right? But they didn't do that. So we are left with a oddly paced episode 1. I wonder what are the comments on my anime list. Probably vitriolic. It's my anime list we're talking about. But yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more to, to see what this show is trying to do. What's the pacing actually going to be? Because as far as art and animation and everything else is concerned, it really feels like a step up from season 2. So that's good. Perhaps not quite there yet. There are still some moments where the characters are kind of simplified, but it is a step up from the CG Festa that was season 2, for sure. So I'm cautiously optimistic, let's just say. Oh, I guess I'm not the only one who feels like they've been missing something between second season and third season, because people on my anime list seem to be sharing this sentiment. Yeah, the pacing of this episode is just fucking breakneck pace, absolutely. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I don't have anything more to add, I don't think, but maybe you guys do. If so, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers from the source material, please. Explanations are fine at your own discretion, but no spoilers. Spoilers go here to my Discord, also in the description. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, but tell me why, so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Tate no Yuusha no Nariagari, but also Magia Records, Sousou no Frieren, Shangri-La Frontier, Zom 100 whenever it comes out, Undead Girl Murder Force, Nanatsu no Makenkashi Haisuru, and many others coming at you in the future. I also stream sometimes, so you might wanna click the bell icon to be notified of when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And if you want, you can also support me on YouTube itself via memberships, super thanks and stuff like that. And if not, share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel an awful lot. And now, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my wonderful patrons: QB, Without a Net, Cripple Survivor, Zetran, Zay, Rainer, Shoshu, Akomancer, Fassel, David, Dr. Water, Marsh, Yuki Ally, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to get a third season.